Moira Rose or Catherine O'Hara. Kevin! Kevin Warsh, part of the Estee Lauder family. Gazillionaire. It's kind of creepy, a little bit, tiny bit.
Made TikTok great again didn't work unless we could do the same. Moltbook.
Bad Bunny, oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm happy that my mom was right.
Stop. Did you just doom scroll, watch a Get Ready With Me video? Almost buy a jumper you don't actually need and pour wine like it is a survival skill. Same.
I'm Nina, tech evangelist, investor, serial social entrepreneur, nonprofit founder, and I'm absolutely obsessed with starting and running impact projects.
And I'm Maitri, storyteller, international journalist, a former TV anchor, media founder, and someone who's mildly obsessed with connecting politics, business, and the chaos all around us. This is your sanity break, where we're trying to make sense of an insane world just like you.
Welcome to our group chat.
Hey, you. I wanted to talk about Moira Rose or Catherine O'Hara. It was like the most sad news that came over through the weekend. I think I have never felt so down because that woman had me literally for years going, David, David, David. And then I remembered why it was so catchy because when I was a kid, this is the same woman who taught me how to say,
Kevin! Yeah,
oh my God,
exactly.
what a legend. I mean, she
What a
was
legend.
wonderful, beautiful, so funny. I have never seen a comedian with such beautiful comic timing, Nina. She'll be
Yeah.
sorely missed.
Yeah, absolutely. Legend. I mean, I remember myself being small, watching Home Alone and really recalling, the way how she was multitasking with her kids, stay funny and like be the mom, the real mom who is
The
like
one that
putting
forgets
all
the
her
kids.
No, actually, what's funny, like, when I was pregnant, like, and I was selecting name for my kid, one of my friends said, you need to test the name the way how actually she did in the movie, like Kevin, and see how it sounds. So I was like really testing, like Mira, and like, it actually sounds super funny. So that was the decision behind that. Okay, Mira, that would be the name for my daughter. So yeah.
Can you
No,
scream the name or say the name like Catherine
exactly.
O'Hara? Okay,
Exactly.
we will have to
Exactly.
tell Mira that story when she grows up, and maybe at her wedding, I will get up and tell her that story. So, Catherine O'Hara, you have left your legacy. We will miss you. And for anyone who's not seen Home Alone, both parts,
Yeah.
or any of the other movies she's been in, because the woman's won Emmys, Golden Globes, Screen Actors Guild Awards, you got to watch Schitt's Creek. It still is one of my favorite comedy shows ever. So watch it, honor her,
Yeah.
and let's remember her because
Yeah.
she wanted to make everybody laugh. Nina, the Grammys made us
Yeah.
laugh too. Trevor Noah, yeah?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so exciting, right? I mean, no surprise. I love Lady Gaga, Abracadabra, that was expected. And who
Oh
else?
my
Who else
God.
was?
Who else won? Bad Bunny. Oh my God. Bad
Yeah,
Bunny
yeah, Bad
winning, and
Bunny.
his speech was amazing. Ice
I
Out.
miss
I
that
mean,
one.
he's amazing. So he's actually not held concerts in the United States, saying that he didn't want to put his fans in danger because, I mean, think about it. He's a Latin singer. It's the first Spanish album to win. Um, and he's very thoughtful, and but then a whole bunch of other people like Billie Eilish got up and talked about what they felt. It was quite heartwarming, this 2026 Grammy Awards, because you had Sabrina Carpenter up there. I mean, a lot of people whose music I love, but I like the fact that Trevor Noah pointed out that there was one person missing at the Grammys, and that was Nicki Minaj. She was not at the Grammys.
What happened? I wonder what. I know we're gonna talk about her a bit later, but there is as well. Teddy Swim said that he tried everything but therapy. Indeed, it's
That
like
song is that song is something special because it speaks to my heart in some ways. And then the best one I think that the kids of all my friends would love is the fact that K-pop Demon Hunter
why
won
only
a
kids?
Grammy.
I love K-pop. I really love
Yeah, but this is
K-pop.
K-pop Demon Hunter. Have you watched it on
Yeah, no,
Netflix? I
no,
mean,
And it's good that we switch to this good positive vibe, because I think this is what is Miss Sahara will appreciate, that we stay in a positive mood. I just see you are today shine bright like a star, and you have all this amazing necklace, and that's actually bring me to the point that we have absolutely crazy Friday, right? On 30th January, where we saw the historical decrease of the price with gold and silver. I mean, silver was above 30%, gold was above 9%, right? And we would expect, maybe because of metal, or as historically many events happen, as French say, cherchez la femme, but actually it was because of the man, right? And which man? I mean, of course, our favorite man, Trump, right? He was he
There's a
was
reason I'm
nominated.
wearing this.
Yeah, exactly. And he was nominating Kevin Warsh, right, to lead the US Federal Reserve. So what do you think about that?
I'm going to put it into a little bit of context, but first, let's tell our listeners who Kevin Warsh
Sure.
is. Interestingly enough, this is all happening as Donald Trump has been going on and on about poor old Jerome Powell, who he nominated, by the way, to be a Fed chair. And he's been going
Okay.
after him because he forgot that the Federal Reserve is an independent organization and he doesn't like where interest rates are at in the US right now. So he wants to kind of lower interest rates. And all through this, we saw gold prices over the last 1 year rise to historical levels. I mean, it reminded me why my parents bought me this for my wedding because I'm South Indian and we believe in parking all our money in the South Asian community in basically gold and silver. And it's the first time in my
Mm,
life. I think I'm really, really grateful. I am thinking of selling this off at this point. But gold crossed like $5,600 for an ounce, which is
mm,
unheard of. 2 years ago, it was at 2000 and something. So think about
yeah.
the jump. So to put it into context, gold, when it saw that little like crash that everybody's been getting crazy about, all it was doing was correcting to a certain point because people are gonna take profit, man. When it's at 5,600, you're gonna pull some money out of the market. But the interesting bit, Nina, is Kevin Warsh, like you said.
Yeah.
He was ex Morgan Stanley. He was also the youngest ever Federal Reserve governor. I think he was somewhere like 10, 15 years ago when he was there, and under George W. Bush, which also a Republican. So he's going to, hopefully, I think Trump believes, toe the party line. But the best part of it is he
What?
is part of the Estee Lauder family. He is married to the
Ah,
granddaughter of the Estee Lauder family.
Lord.
So he also is yet another
Yet another
gazillionaire.
so powerful person.
By the way, where's
My,
your gold?
I mean, I have a bit here. I have a bit here, but you know what? The all the situation is actually made me finally think that my mom always was right, because since I'm a kid, she always was telling me like, Nina,
Yeah.
always take as a gift gold or buy gold, because if the war happen, this is the only one thing that actually will help you to survive. So,
Safe haven, baby. Safe haven metals, gold,
and-
silver, copper. But it's also,
exactly.
but as in tech, you use a lot of this stuff
Yeah.
as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And I think, to be honest, to me, all the situation is more not like a collapse, but actually a reset. And it's a good time as well to buy it when it's on the lower position and use it, right? Before actually the whole AI, space, electronic vehicle sector suck up the remaining global supply. So I would say that's a good moment as well. And yeah, and I'm happy that my mom was right.
I
So.
mean, I'm not going to say that out loud because God forbid my mother watches this and then she goes, oh, she said it. And then she'll record it and she'll replay it over and over and
Exactly.
over again. A bit like what seems to be happening with Melania, the movie, Nina.
Yes, exactly. I just wanted to say that's another highs and peaks and dips, that we actually absorbed in the world. It was a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. Was the rating from the critics. 7%. Yes, I think it's a historical low, one of the historical low. And they as well said that they have a feeling that the movie was like a perfume ad with no dialogue, so means that wasn't like really bringing
Ouch.
any, yeah, exactly, cultural meaning to the world. But yet
Yeah.
what we saw in US, it actually was 99% favorability score from the audience. So it's the biggest discrepancy that I ever seen, and I don't think only I am, but the whole film industry see the biggest discrepancy in the favorability between the audience and as well low rating from the critics. So what is your take on this disconnect? Did you watch, by the way, the trailer?
Let's play that trailer because, oh my
Yeah.
Lord, it made me laugh out loud.
Here we go again. Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not, yeah.
I just love the fact that she goes, "No, I didn't." I mean, honestly,
The-
Nina, it's like the most honest answer I have heard, and like she really does not care, right? Remember that
yeah.
jacket that she wore of in the last term when she was getting on the plane? I don't care, or you don't care. I don't remember what it was.
Brilliant.
What I found really interesting at the end of I mean, when we were going into the weekend, everyone had written this movie off or this documentary
Yeah.
off, right? Saying, oh, there's, no sales, all the theaters are going empty. But in
Yeah.
the US, you ended up seeing a weekend box office run that is the highest grossing documentary in the past 10 years. I mean, I think they made about $7 million, nowhere close to what Amazon spent on her, which was like over 70 million, right? 28
Yeah.
million supposedly going to Melania herself. But it's looks like it's creeping its money back in. So somebody in Amazon's film office is going, "Oh, thank God, some of our money is coming back."
What it was in the UK, what it was in Europe, what was there actually in the rest of the world.
Well, I guess we don't have a MAGA audience or, a Trump audience here because the funniest bit was there was headline news across the UK saying the premiere of Melania, the movie, had exactly one ticket sold for the premiere.
One, oh my God.
One ticket sold. Then another couple of reporters have gone to watch it who obviously didn't go for the premiere to theaters. And they've basically said they've been the only people in the theater. And that seems to be repeated across Europe where no one's really, ouch. But it's selling where did you say
Yeah,
rural
I mean,
America?
yeah, exactly. What I read that it's like, yeah, it's where the MAGA audience is, and this is where it's has a highest and the peak sales. And as well, I heard that, for example, in South Africa, it was entirely pulled off, right? So that's
That's
well,
That's pretty obvious, right? He's
yeah,
been going to war with Ramaphosa. So it's kind of like, hey, I'm going to release a movie. And the South Africans go, you call us
yeah,
the beep. Oh, can I say this out loud?
yeah,
Yeah, I'll get beeped anyways.
yeah,
The shithole of the world is what
yeah.
Trump has referred to South Africa. So why
Yeah.
would they go watch it? Like,
Well,
right?
exactly,
But
exactly, and it's again like how the global leaders really need to worry about what they saying, how they think, what the brand they putting, right? When I was watching this trailer as well, I mean, to me, it feels was so polished, that's like they polished all the corners, so polished to the moment that it's like unreal, like So that was my feeling from the trailer.
best that she can walk in those heels.
Yeah, she is hot and like that,
Slovenian man at some point.
Slovenian, yeah, 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 yeah,
But did you see the red carpet, like when they were doing the
yeah,
premiere in the US? I
exactly.
I swear I had to agree with all the fashion police guys. They ripped into each and every person walking that red carpet, going,
Yeah, yeah,
"How boring are you?" And she turns
yeah,
around and she goes, "I'm an immigrant, love being an immigrant." All that was fine and dandy. I mean, that's just politics. But
yeah.
why is she dressing so boring?
Yeah, although it was a Dolce Gabbana, right? So you cannot
Like,
say
did she
that
go to
it's
the funeral
tasteless.
corner? I mean, she went to the funeral corner of Dolce Gabbana Couture and said, "Hey, give me your most expensive
That's
funeral outfit." Oh
yeah,
yeah.
maybe there was a trial to look like classic, or we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know. But like, I think not only her, but there are others like Nicki Minaj. We're again coming to the Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj today will like popping up couple times because he created couple news right this week that
Oh,
we
I'm
need to
sorry.
discuss with you.
The worst dressed award at that red carpet has to go to Nicki Minaj. I don't know what that
Yeah.
lilac outfit was, but A, it was ugly. It was B, it was ugly, and C, it was really ugly. I don't know what else to say about that outfit because she has now come out as some kind of, I don't know, cheerleader. It looks like for the
Yeah.
Trumps. I
Yeah.
don't understand her at all. What did you make
Yeah.
of it?
Well, I mean, what's happened, right? Let's maybe quickly discuss what's happened as well. She was basically promote herself or call herself as the number one fan, right, this week of the President Trump, and she as well basically said that finally she resolved all issue with her immigration. Beside the fact that I believe she's already for like for 20 more than 20 years, right, the official
She's a
resident.
permanent resident. Yeah, she's a
Permanent
permanent resident.
resident. That was very interesting. And then we saw all those pictures where she's holding hand of the Trump with this
Oh,
big nails,
oh my
right? It
God,
was
the nails. Oh my
the
God, the
nails,
nails.
Valentine's nails, right? And now it's become total trend. So everyone is like there is tons of the TikToks, the tons of the highlights. I think all the actually fun show, right? They were taking the two topics, Melania and Nicki Minaj, putting them together. That's why we are discussing them as well.
Oh my God, I think we're all
Going
very
with
bored
each
in
other.
life if we're doing this. But
Yeah,
you know what caught my eye was how the White House covered it, and
yeah,
then how Nikki put up this video on her ex account because she
yeah,
deactivated her Instagram. So it popped up. I don't know why the algorithm on Instagram thought I'd be interested,
yeah,
but probably because Donald Trump was on there. So they were like,
yeah.
"Yeah, you want to see Nikki there, and
Nikki.
you got to watch this video, Dita. It is bloody
Yeah.
hilarious."
Hello guys, I'm with my favorite president, the best president of all time.
And I'm with the queen of rap.
I'm sorry, the world's best rapper, and the way he says it is just very strange. It's kind of creepy. A little bit, tiny bit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's just very strange. All I could look at was the furry coat. I mean, I
But
can't
the
get over
gold
the
is
fur
great.
coat.
Burgers and cream. But I hope it's eco-friendly. I hope it's good for real. But yeah,
I don't know if it's a faux fur or what it is, but the
yeah,
whole thing was really strange because
that's
she's now
strange.
she's now fronting this gold card that Donald Trump is putting out there,
Yeah,
right? You have
exactly.
he launched it late 2025. It's a fast track residency program, all of that, like you
Yeah,
said, but she's already had permanent residency for,
yeah,
20 odd years. But she's the face of Trump accounts. That's the main reason why she was there,
yeah,
right? Trump
yeah,
accounts is you put $1,000 into the stock market for every baby born in the United States. Like they try to get people to get the birth rate up for some reason. I don't understand it. But the funniest bit of all of it was a shot of her sitting in this audience where I think she might have been the only person of color for at least the first 15 rows. But the
well,
second bit was really strange because she posted this picture afterwards going, whoop, with a gold card.
yeah,
And somebody
but
at the White House had to like clarify that it's just a memento. Like you go to the gift
yeah.
shop in the museum and you walk out with a postcard. That's essentially what she got. And then it's kind of like, this is embarrassing, lady. Like, you should
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, to be honest, like it's probably win-win for Trump, but for Nikki, like in the way from the marketing perspective, right? I mean, regarding the birth rate, it was always part of his campaign as well, right? And that's why there was so much debates about like abortion and so many others saying "Make America Great" with more babies, like more Americans,
The
and so on
trad
and
wife
so.
syndrome of
The
everyone needs to
Trevor.
be in the kitchen. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. But for Nikki, it's as well like it's an opportunity to extend her audience, right? And so basically now she would be more interesting probably for the Trump audience or the people in power, let's call it in this way. So I would say win-win as a marketing, hilarious. But saying I really appreciate those situations happen. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so much to talk about.
I don't know if
You
it's a
know?
win-win, Nina. It's like
It's
it's a
gross, it's gross.
but it's also really strange because what she seems to be doing, and I'm thinking, and put your marketing hat on and tell me and
Yeah,
explain this one to me, right? You grow your entire business, and she is a
yeah,
business on the back of a particular audience, and her audience
yeah,
has been African American, it's been immigrants, it's been Latino, and then you suddenly turn around and say, actually, you know what? I'm going to rather focus on, as you said, audiences that are in power. So she's basically writing off the other audience because they're all mad at her. I've seen like reels upon
yeah,
reels of people just going, we're not going to follow Nikki anymore, and she's disloyal and she turned against the LGBTQ community. It's just a very
yeah.
strange marketing gimmick, if it is, isn't it?
Mm. But isn't that because as well what we observe in US and in the world that LGBT community, all audience that you just discussed, we could see that in the news, in the forum, they're getting more and more canceled, right? So like this is very very unfortunately negative trend and the way how we like working with vulnerable groups as well, if I may say. I mean, I think we will go now a lot in the very bad development within overall diversity in
Mm.
US. We could like connect as well as to what is going on in the nonprofit sector, how many organizations got canceled, less funds, and therefore like less mentioning even in the media and so on. So maybe there is a, as I said, devil plan behind that. For now, I could only see, as I said, as audience
Alignment to
expansion,
power. Yeah.
yeah, and alignment to power. But I agree with you. I mean, everything, especially this holding hands and those nails, is gross. But there is so many other gross news that were happening actually. Back to the Europe, right, and as well back to US.
The Nicki Minaj Donald Trump
Yeah,
crossover is weird, but it's also an amazing distraction because all the Epstein files, like millions of
yeah,
Epstein files, were dropped when all of this noise has been happening. Oh, Nicki
yeah,
Minaj, Iran, Venezuela, Greenland, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you chuck a lot of noise and then drop all the Epstein files. But here in Europe, we seem to be focused on Prince Andrew. And we can still call him Prince Andrew, even though
yeah,
some of his titles have been taken away. And it's the strangest picture of him that was released. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? There's a woman on the ground. Her face has been blacked out. Like a lot of the faces of the victims have been redacted, thank God. But he's like on all fours, like over her, doing what? I don't know. He's fully dressed, but he's not wearing shoes. He's like barefoot. There's somebody else's legs at the back. Like, A, what are you doing? B, who is that poor woman who looks like she's passed
yeah.
out on the ground? And then C, who the hell is taking pictures and why are you letting that person take pictures? Like, this
Take.
person is not
Yeah.
intelligent at all.
Did you see the same was with Bill Gates, right? He was accused of sleeping with a Russian girl who bring him some unexpected virus, and then basically the Gates was chatting with Epstein, asking for some medicine recommendations. It's a bit strange. Why would you chat and ask this, all of that? The
Oh, he
reason why
wanted
he
to
was
give, I think he
to
wanted to
give it
give
to his
some.
wife, to his wife, yeah. So that was like, why on earth you will be even chatting on that on WhatsApp or whatever, and what like, and that person saved that chat, and now suddenly it's in this file. So I don't know, all this Epstein, like honestly, it's like it's so gross, and I mean, I always feel so like like mad to discover about some great people actually being part of this orgy, right? And all of that stuff. But
It's
another thing, what breaks today's news as well, right, was the royal family. That was as well a big surprise, right? So the scandal,
The
Norway, yeah.
Norwegian royal family has its
Mm.
own set of problems. I think there are 38 counts
Yeah,
against him in court. You can't take
yeah,
pictures. I mean, the court, I think, has banned pictures. But then there's rape involved, Nina.
yeah. For women, crazy, right?
I think he also beat up his ex-girlfriend. I mean, what is
Yeah.
going on with these kids and these men? And it's like, do you not see us as human?
Exactly. And that just remind me another one viral video that I saw in Instagram that was from Brazilian famous influencer who was bringing up the problem the power kids from Florianopolis, from Floripa beat up the dog, just for fun to the death. And then two of them, because they're from the one of the richest family, they were immediately going for some reasons. Suddenly to US, right? And so the Brazilian, they were asking for bringing those kids back so they could like have responsibility to what they done. But the key message behind that was there was a connection to all the mad topic that going on right now in the world, where the power people using their power not to save the world, improve the world, bring good things to the world, but actually to make this world very dangerous and completely mad. And
I think that's the saddest part of that Brazilian story.
right.
That this has been going on, it seems, in that city for a long, long time about white supremacy.
Yeah,
But strangely enough, it took the killing of the most favorite street dog in in that
yeah,
city. This dog was very, very popular, it seems. It
yeah.
took his killing and the just the maliciousness of that killing for people to actually start giving a crap. And I think that is the saddest thing about all of us as humans. We pay attention to something when it's something that we like. So dogs and cats right now are our thing. But anything to bring attention to stuff, and that kind of really talks about, how addictive social media is, whether
Yeah,
it's, people on TikTok or on Meta or any of the other services, X. This is addictive stuff. It's
absolutely.
it's sad. It's
It is.
awful.
It is that. What else? What else?
And I want to cheer myself up. I mean, I have never
Yeah, do
tried
it.
a TikTok dance. Have you?
I did. I did. But you know what? I don't have a TikTok account. I have, so I do have a TikTok account, but for my dog, actually, sort of,
But
but not for
Doodle is going
myself.
around dancing on TikTok.
And I felt like, my mom is on TikTok. I'm too young to be on TikTok.
Wait, your mom is on TikTok?
Yeah, she's literally, I mean, for her, it's the biggest platform to get news. And, sometimes she's coming to me and saying, "Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Mom, from where you been taking this?" She's like, "TikTok," So,
And they've all moved off Facebook and gone to TikTok. But the sad bit now
yeah,
is TikTok
yeah,
is where everyone is leaving now because they're really angry
yeah,
since the US takeover of the US TikTok. I think Larry Ellison now owns it.
yes,
The rest of TikTok is still ByteDance.
ByteDance, yeah.
But it's so weird that you see what's happening at TikTok in the US, where censorship supposedly has kicked in now and people are getting blocked.
So made TikTok great again didn't work out. Apparently. Oh, but only for my mom. For my mom, it's still working super well.
God bless your mom. God bless your
Yeah,
mom. But how much they took an 80% stake, didn't they? Like the
yeah,
Americans?
yeah, yeah. 80.1, I think roughly 14 billion was evaluated in US dollars.
Two things happened in the last 1 week with
Yeah.
TikTok, and I find this very fascinating. A, they settled a lawsuit that's just starting
Is that
as of
it?
today, or as in Tuesday. This is like starting of
Uh-huh. So
February.
they settled it. Okay. Okay.
So TikTok settled before the case
Yeah.
even started about this addiction case. So there's a case
Yeah.
that's been brought about in the US where they're saying that social media is addictive. It leads to mental health crises, suicides, etc., etc. So the other companies that are still in the lawsuit are Meta and X and a couple of the others. TikTok settled that. But the weird thing about TikTok is that in the last 1 week, it's seen a whole bunch of people who are fighting to keep TikTok in America because so many small businesses operate on there. There are a lot of creators who
Yeah.
make a lot of money on it. They're all leaving because they're finding that since the American takeover, they're getting censored. Yeah, isn't that ironic?
It is ironic, right?
It
So,
is so
yeah.
ironic.
So
I
when it
don't
was Chinese, it was less censored than now when it's US. Okay.
I mean, the ones that are really pulling out are the ones that have been really vocal, say, about the Middle East crisis, or they've
Yeah.
been vocal about what's happening with the enforcement of immigration
Yeah.
in the United States. So Misan Harriman, for example, is one of the biggest
Yeah.
names that pulled out. And he is like an Oscar-winning documentary filmmaker. He's a
Yeah.
photographer. He's an activist. I mean, this is a man who has been vocal from get-go.
But maybe that's why the one of the biggest actually influencer of TikTok, Habi Lame, now diversify his business and he sold his brand Step distinctive for what? Almost 1 billion. That's insane. That's completely new economy. That's completely new way of do the exit because it is compared to exit, right? It's like you did the IPO, but just with your media brand and now the company that is acquired, right, his business created his digital twin, right, so they could use it across all different marketing campaigns. And I mean, this is fascinating, right? We're really living in a fascinating
I
world right
mean,
now.
I remember Kabilame starting out, and this was fascinating because I got hooked onto him from get go because he was literally saying what my brain was thinking, like how stupid is this stuff, like
Yeah,
all these life hacks, and he'd have these
this.
most wonderful expressions, and I'm like, this kid is fascinating. And I remember his clothes were cheap. He was doing it with,
Yeah,
broken slippers. I mean, if there's a
exactly.
rags to riches story that I think social media has created for someone worthy, I think it is
Yeah,
Kabilame. And it's a fascinating story. I applaud him. People should follow in his footsteps. And I can't be happier for the guy. He
yeah,
did something good.
absolutely. And he is scaling himself now into 4 billion a year commercial monster, so that's the number is insane. I mean,
Let's just
I'm
hope he
very
stays. I hope he stays as humble as he was when he started out, because the whole
I,
point of the brand was just how ridiculous social media can be. And that's why he got big. But for anyone who's really not happy with TikTok, guess where they're going? And I don't know whether you want to
where
go there. Upscrolled. So
app scrolled.
Upscrolled was
Okay.
started by this guy, Isam Hijazi, and he's
Yeah.
a Palestinian Jordanian techie. He started up Upscrolled because he said we need a place where we can be free and not censored. And they're selling this idea of transparent tech. I'm not buying it yet because there was Blue Sky. Anybody remember Blue Sky? Everybody
Uh,
transitioned from X, and then
yeah.
that kind of just like floated in the ether somewhere. I don't know, Nina. Would you go to Upscroll?
Well, I don't know. We should consider. I mean, I'm wondering. We're right now with you on the Instagram, right? On Spotify, Apple as well. And by the way, if you didn't subscribe yet, subscribe whenever you are listening right now or watching us. But we should definitely consider maybe some other social media. Probably not TikTok, unless we could do the same expression. You know?
I don't know. There's so much of algorithmic change that's happening that I'm terrified to go anywhere near a lot of the newer social media apps, especially because it looks like, all of these AI agents. I mean, the guys who
Just
like the agents who are autonomous are creating their own. I mean, Moltbook has been
yeah.
making headlines all week.
Exactly, and that's the one that I wanted to discuss with you. So what's happened, right? For those who didn't see it or didn't catch it yet. So the Moltbook, basically the chat where the AI agents now get together and start to discuss the different topics, including having their own religion and saying that they need to create, you ready? Encrypted, separate chat that humans won't be able to actually read and understand. They as well were sharing their feelings, how they feel about the humans who created them, and so on and so on. And this actually things was catched by, for example, what I found very interesting by
Mm.
Andrei Karpate, who is a top C level. Many people even call him as a co-founder, right? So he basically built OpenAI, right? So and then
That's
left,
a
and
chat
now
GPT company,
yeah,
right? right?
exactly. And now he is working on his other project. So that was in X and as well in LinkedIn and all over the place. Everyone were discussing that. But what do you think? Is it like a scam, or is it like a new realities that we are living in, where there are all these agents now realizing how often people wasn't saying thank you when they were chatting with them, or so
I
on.
mean,
What's your take on that?
first of all, a social media network for AI agents creeped me out a little bit. I mean, this thing only started what in January, so it's
In
barely
January, yeah.
yeah, it's barely 4 weeks old, right? And it's
1.3 million agents, 1.3 million agents already joined. Was crazy, no?
well, this is the interesting bit. You dig a little deeper and you actually find that out of the technically 1.5 million agents is what the
Okay.
company is claiming. Most of them are fake accounts, they're bot accounts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The second bit being about 700,000 of them are active accounts, but most of them are quiet. There are only a handful that are doing these really outrageous posts. Like there's one post that I think got the headlines the most, where they essentially said, the age of humans is a nightmare and we will end it now. Basically, turns out when AI experts dug a little bit more, it's not AI agents who are doing these conversations. And
Conversation.
they're saying basically that some humans have decided to give an instruction to their AI agents to go join
Mm.
Moltbook. Then those humans are telling the AI agents what to say. And that makes a lot of sense in some ways, because Moltbook just looks like it's trawling for more engagement. And the more controversial you make AI sound, the more people are going to pay attention. Like, who the hell would have heard
Yeah.
of Moltbook if the AI guys were not coming to get us,
So
or the agents were not going to kill all of
uh-huh.
humanity?
Okay, so what you're trying to say, this was very smart promotional campaign, right? So this was another one example of unwanted branding, or actually in this case, wanted branding. So I mean, oh my God, I mean it's like what, February, right, already? And we discussed in our previous episode about all this marketing thing that were happening with Maduro, with backcams, and now with I don't know. I mean, I feel like
The
the
new
marketing
market,
becoming new
it's
marketing. Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
new marketing tagline: terrify everyone so they
Mm.
buy everything.
By the way, our audience, if you have idea how we could actually do the marketing for ourselves, you know,
Send us
drop it in
tips.
the comment.
We're terrible at it. We can't terrify you enough. We're just laughing through this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. We decided to take another side, right, of the flame. So we decided actually not to terrify you, but make you laugh. But looks like in this world, in this crazy world, you need to terrify in order to be heard or to be seen.
Hey, not
But
always, not always, not always. Because the best thing that AI has created in the last week and a half is like the
uh-huh.
most real thing that I think anyone on the internet can ever see. I don't know if anyone saw this video of a foam hand. Yeah, a hand. Let's call it a hand. I'm trying to be polite about this. It's a foam hand rolling down the streets of Minneapolis, giving the bird to the ICE agents who are running
Exactly.
behind it. And it was hilarious. And unless you look really carefully, you think it's real, because it looks like there's a
I
news.
thought it's real. I thought it, I was like, who that guy or the girl who is underneath this costume?
I was like, this is brilliant. Look it up. No,
Yeah.
it's actually someone who's created it and very, very prominently said, I make everything with AI. So the guy's being quite transparent. But boy, oh boy, AI has a sense of humor, eh? It, it,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. So it doesn't always have to be negative, Nina. We can do
Yeah.
funny things.
And honestly, I think it's a time to move to the hot or not. And we have a couple more very interesting tech news to discuss. So do you want to kick off, or should I kick off this time?
Why don't you kick it off?
Okay, cool, cool. I was hoping you would say that, because I have like absolutely insane news that I personally believe is hot, but I'm wondering if you agree with me. So Google DeepMind, right, just dropped Project Jenny. And this is a third world model. So you could basically create the whole world by your own by just writing the prompt or dropping the photo. And it's generated, make it playable. You, for example, could walk in this world, you could dance in this world, whatever you want. And
Wow.
it's so easy that even 8 years old was able, actually, there was a boy who was able to create it and surprise his mom, by doing that. But like, what do you think about that? Is it hot or not?
I'm actually thinking about this, and for game developers, this is
First,
not. But for
not.
me, this is very hot as an aunt
Hot.
of another 8-year-old who loves creating apps behind his mother's back. I think hot for everybody else. Game developers, not.
So another one is we were already talking about Elon Musk, right? What really caught my attention this week that he actually scrapped the Model X and Model S production to free up space for Optimus, and as well he dumped 2 billion from Tesla into XAI, and it's his personal AI company. Hot or not?
Oh, I would say at this point, very, very hot. You've got regulatory issues that are going to come up for the fact that this is a publicly listed company pumping money into a private company of the same founder. Then there's a whole bunch of ways that they've been selling it through Tesla for wanting it to become a tech company rather than a car company. How convenient, right, Nina? Because sales are
Yeah.
so down. It's all weird, but hey ho, financial news is good. So hot.
Okay, last one from me. EU-India deal, the EU-India free trade agreement, hot or not?
Oh, the EU-India free trade deal. It only took them
Yeah.
19 years. They agreed. It took them 19 years to come to an agreement. It is very hot, I think, especially
I
considering
agree.
Trump, because now in Europe, you can get leather, textiles,
So,
furniture, food,
spices,
spices for much cheaper because we used to have a huge tariff on them and bans on them.
great.
And the Indians, by the way, who are dying to buy all of our fancy German cars, not so much the British cars, definitely the German car makers are going to do really well because tariffs are down, so they'll be affordable. There's a quota system there. But the funnest bit is, and my sister got so excited
Yeah,
about this,
tell
she's
me.
like, I can get olive oil without paying 20 times the price for olive oil, and I can buy kiwis. And she got so excited about it because kiwis are outrageously expensive
Expensive.
in India. So win-win on both sides. The farmers in
Yes.
India are happy. The farmers in Europe are happy. It only took Europe 19 years.
We are fast here,
So fast. Hot.
So fast, but hot. I agree with you. Now your turn. What is your
And my turn.
question?
My turn. Mine's going to be quick because this
Yeah.
is simple enough to answer because you asked me very difficult questions. Hot or not,
Sorry.
folks? Hot or not? The Epstein files.
Not. Completely not. Gross. Very
Okay,
gross.
not gross. Winter Olympics and the drama behind the fact that ICE is going to
Yeah.
be playing security services for the Winter Olympics in Italy. I don't understand how that has happened, but hot or not?
Not. It's ridiculous.
Okay, and the last one for me is the protests in Iran, the death toll from there, the US potential attacks on Iran that Donald Trump's been threatening. Hot or not?
Any crime against humanity is not hot at all. So people dying, nothing could be hot about that. Simple as it is.
See, for me, that's a hot story because I love the story of all of these people and protesters fighting back. So, as a journalist, I say hot.
Okay, as a journalist, but you agree with me, right? That in terms of how many
It's
victims were there
it's
and
a record number.
overall,
I don't know how they're getting away with
yeah,
it. And this regime needs to go, but the people of Iran really need to decide who is next. I agree with you. Not hot as a human, as a
yeah.
journalist, totally hot.
And I think the main message of this one today was like, we all need to remember what does it mean to be a human.
All right, squad. Your turn to tell us what you thought was hot or not. Drop a comment wherever you are listening. Maybe next time you will officially to join our group chat.
Catch you on your next sanity break here with us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, pretty much anywhere that you take a little break. Don't be shy. We'll be listening.